and welcome to Prime. Paying 7 rupees 50 paisa extra for every litre of petrol really pinches, whether you're riding a motorcycle or a BMW. Okay, the most appropriate thing here would to exclaim, "Excuse me, pinch the BMW owner." How? They are highly priced, are fuel guzzlers, still SUVs, the BMWs, the Audis, even the Jaguars. You can see them in every nook and corner in Punjab and Chandigarh. What's with this money spending spree? First spend a horrendous amount on the vehicle, then an even more obscene amount on getting a 00 number. Is this crass consumerism, or are we just devaluing money?
Spend an obscene amount on the car, an insane amount on getting a 00 registration number. Sometime back, the car and the number would make more than a few eyes roll. Now, the use of words obscene and insane would perhaps... What does it say about some of us? Have we been taken over by crass commercialism? Are we devaluing money in a way? In a country where 8 lakhs is considered a more than decent annual income, spending the amount just on getting a car registration number because it's caught your fancy? Is it irrational, insane? Or is it a new reality? People who have the money don't shy away from spending it. And then there's the brand identity and consciousness. Spend any amount just because it's a brand, no questions asked. Like the famous joke about a boy spotting a crocodile and yelling at his mother in excitement, "Look mother, Lacoste." But jokes apart, crass consumerism is attractive but dangerous. The class divide apart, what it leads to is disregard for money, and thus in the long run perhaps disregard for all things human too. Is this a fair assessment? The jury is out.
Well, to discuss this, we have a very interesting panel. Mr. Manmohan Singh, he's the chairman of the Hotel and Restaurant Association. Jagdeep Bens, she is a Punjab and Haryana High Court lawyer. Bhalinda Sangha, the owner of Sangha Motor Cars. And for a different perspective, Mr. Arvind Mehan, he's the chairman of the Aurobindo Society. Well, thank you so much for being with us this evening. Sir, मैं थोड़े नाल जी शुरू करा. एक पासे तो चलो असी सारे protest किता, 7.5 rupees was a steep hike to, I mean, you know, psychologically when you look at it. But दूजे पासे कोई रुकावट नहीं कंज्यूमरिज्म ते. शॉप्स फिर भी भरियां हुई हैं, गड्डियां ते आई डोंट थिंक कोई रोक है कि हाँ जी ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਆਹ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਵਾਂਗੇ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਸੋਚੋਗੇ ਕਿ where do you balance, do you find a balance in this?
I think when we were just listening to the commentary and you said that is this crass consumerism, you can also add one more word, one more term, social mores. ਅੱਜ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਡੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਮਾਜਿਕ ਸਿੰਬਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਖੜਾ. ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ ਨਾਟ ਅ ਮੀਨਸ ਆਫ ਟਰਾਂਸਪੋਰਟ ਐਨੀ ਮੋਰ. ਗੱਡੀ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੋਂ A ਤੋਂ B ਤੇ ਲੈ ਜਾਏਗੀ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ A ਤੋਂ B ਕਿਸ ਤੇ ਹੈਗਾ, that is in question. ਔਰ ਉਸ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੇ ਉਸ ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ 7-8 ਰੁਪਏ ਦੀ ਇੰਕਰੀਜ਼ ਕੋਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਮੈਟਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 8 ਲੱਖ ਰੁਪਏ ਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਸਾਲ 'ਚ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 ਹਜ਼ਾਰ ਦਾ ਪੈਟਰੋਲ ਹੋਰ ਐਕਸਟਰਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ, ਸੋ ਵਾਟ. ਰਾਈਟ. ਜਦੋਂ ਬੁੱਢੀ ਸੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਤੇ ਹਿਪੋਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਕਲ ਹਾਂ. ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਹੜਤਾਲ ਕੀਤੀ, ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ, ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਆਫਟਰ ਆਲ ਪੈਟਰੋਲ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਹਾਈਕ ਵਾਸ ਦ ਕੰਜ਼ਿਊਮਰ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ.
That's true. Now we are talking about the upper segment of the society here. Now if we take the whole country as a whole, we know in our country 25% of the population is living below poverty line. I guess this increase is not going to affect them in any case. But regarding the upper segment who can afford anything and everything because they have it all, this fuel increase is not going to make any difference to them at all. They will still buy all luxury items, they will still buy the luxury cars, they will still follow their day-to-day pursuits because they have the money. So it will not affect them at all.
Well, how many hourly minutes you were just saying in the month of May, in spite of the hike, there's been an all rise, you know, in cars that are being sold.
True. See, the thing is, even if the petrol hikes, okay, fine, we are having two segments. We have diesel cars and then we have petrol cars. The diesel has not been increased. So there has been overall increase of about 8% compared to the previous month. May has increased. Maybe the financial year changed. But okay, we can say people think twice, you know, before buying a petrol car. But then they have an option of a diesel also.
So do you think more and more people are going to buy diesel more?
Yeah, diesel has increased and they will buy diesels. And secondly, the thing is, okay, fine, in the low segment, diesel cars are more expensive. You can say about 1 or 2 lakhs more expensive than like a
Because those are the ones who will think, वही सोचेंगे ना कि सानू पेट्रोल थोड़ा ज़्यादा महंगा
But if you look at it, even in the upper segment also, people do buy like a Audi, BMW or a Mercedes person. He goes in for diesel compared to petrol because the segment at that time, diesel and petrol cars are same. The price is same. Like if you have to buy a Mercedes E-Class, the diesel and the petrol, the same specification, same thing, it's the same. So the people are going for diesels because of course the fuel economy is better than diesel, and then because the government will not increase diesel immediately because I mean it's a backbone thing. The transportation cost will increase, agriculture.
It will affect everybody then.
It will affect everyone. So I mean we can say that people have it's increased because of diesel cars being here. So
but on one level you feel that there will be still more and more cars out there in spite of any price hike.
There will be.
That's not going to stop.
I doubt if they're going to stop because the thing is, I mean, with the price hike of petrol, do you think people will stop buying cars? They will only stop buying cars if there's interest rates are high, right? If the cars have become more expensive, excise duty on imported cars is more. Maybe at that time they'll think twice, but I don't think so. Petrol is going to stop them.
Sir, Arvind sir, where ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਕ perspective ਦੋ, okay, on one level we have a consumer market and it's growing. I mean, that's not going to stop at all. Even if you say somebody who's in the low income group, but that's where he wants to get. That's where that's the society that we are creating. What would you say? I mean, compared to previous years, which was always save a little bit of money, thoda sambhal ke chalo. Now there's no holds barred.
No, definitely it's not a good sign. Because people seem to be that lately everybody wants to make a statement, and that statement is not by an achievement but by showing off something, maybe a car or a mobile or something or the other. So that leads to consumerism. And like Balinder has said about the spurt in increase in the sale of cars, there are so many other factors which outdo this increase in petrol price hike, and that is the devaluation of the rupee. In the last few months the rupee has devalued by more than 10%, and the prices are the same, so they think that they're getting a good value in terms of dollars and euros for the car. So the sale of cars will go on, and basically it is all about, I think, people just trying to show off by buying.
Show off is one way. Would you say is that the India you would envision?
I don't think at all. In fact, I seem to have a blurry vision at the moment of an India even 10 years from now, because people are not thinking in terms of the infrastructure. Are they going to have the roads to drive all these cars, or the roads itself are going to become parking lots? Do they have parking space somewhere to park their cars? Do they have the resources to run these cars? Will we have fresh air to breathe? People are not looking at the long-term aspects at all, and the government is also not looking in terms of planning for the next 10 or 20 years in terms of infrastructure, in terms of controlling the air pollution.
So are we at an instant gratification generation?
Let me first address the first issue about the economy. First thing I would like to put here with my perspective is, you are a part of total economy. You cannot say I am untouched. What happened in West? When the economy went down, people who had big cars, they turned the parking lots turned into car graveyards. Somewhere, yes, it's a different matter in our country. We are very emotional parents. A lot of intelligence is there. After all, the youngsters who buy, I don't think none of them can even afford to pay their own EMI till the time they're students. I'm talking from that age factor. Once you're a professional, you may do well. You may even say, all right, half my parents will put, half I'll put. So the assessment of our economy cannot be if more cars are being sold. The assessment of our economy is, can we sustain this as only a part of the society and not in totality? Now, in my parents' time, the priority was to give us a house.
Yeah.
Today my priority is, all right, let me see what is my income. So you see, today I think if you see a middle class family, they have 2 kids, both of a daughter and a boy. The boy gets the house which is already built. What is disposable income? Where does the money go? Because you do not have to pay for anything, so that is where it is spent. I'm not against that, because that's also part of economy.
I will slightly differ with my friend here, because my friend has made a statement that the boy will get the house. I don't think that's the way things are any longer. Girls get the equal rights in the
I'm
property.
talking about
any
girls
child.
also. I meant that
Yes,
here
what
also.
I'm saying, whether it comes to buying consumer articles, luxury items, girls are getting equal privileges. There is no difference between them
Yeah,
at
but
all.
that's
Now
okay.
we are talking only about cars out here, but the increase in the fuel hike is not going to affect just the car sales, and if it's not going to affect the car sales, luxury car sales, it's certainly going to affect that segment of the society who have to think not only regarding buying, regarding the working functioning of the car, because you see, transportation is a very necessary ingredient in everybody's life.
Right.
People are not going to stop doing particular work because of the increase in the petrol prices, but what is going to happen is this increase is certainly going to affect their savings.
But prices are going high. Petrol prices, of course, the biggest high. Inflation is at its highest. Has it really disturbed the market?
It will.
So less people started coming to your restaurant, or there's still more and more people?
No, let me explain this to you. That
Okay, I'm going to take a very short break. It's time for us to take a short break. When we get back, we'll be discussing how much does the price hike affect the consumer.